So hi, I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I kind of had whatever the equivalent of writer's block is for people that make videos, because when I started doing this I wanted to make toy videos, and a lot of my toys are boxed up, and then I was trying to sell stuff, so there's like a whole lot of reasons. And I was going to make a video a few days ago, and some really bad news happened. My cat Cher died, and I mean, she was almost 21. She'd have been 21 in July. I made a video of her last year called Happy Birthday Cher when she turned 20. And I knew the end was near. She had 3 strokes in 6 months. And she started to get better, it seemed like, in this last one. Just, I don't know. That's not what killed her, though. She's actually getting better from that, too. She ran in the kitchen to eat, and I thought everything was fine. And then the other night, she came upstairs. Somehow she managed to get upstairs, and she got up here, and it sounded like she was throwing up. And there was no throw up, but she was gasping for breath. I ended up having to take her to the animal hospital and have her put to sleep. The vet's like, yeah, she's dying. And so it was pretty depressing. And so sorry, the quality's not going to probably be that good in here because I'm in my room, because what I was going to do my video on, a little cheer, is I got a record player that's great for my birthday, and I thought I would go through, since I can't do toy collection videos so much now. I think I will do a walkthrough, because I have I put a new shelf up, because since COVID I'm not working as much, so I have like more free time. That's another thing, I got caught up in doing a lot of other things. I just had my 41st birthday, which is like, yeah, it's nice to be alive, but 41's not like anything to be like, oh yay, I'm 41. But it was nice. I got this wonderful record player, and so I'd been wanting one for a long time, but I didn't want to just get a cheap one, because I had a cheap one and it broke like after listening to it maybe twice. It was one of the ones that like look in suitcase, so it looks like it's in a suitcase. So I went through my record collection. It's really sad. My friend's house burned down, I guess it's been about a month now, and he was storing a lot of my records at his house, and because I got tired of moving them around, and he's like living with his mother, and so he has all the space. And so my records burned up in the fire, a lot of them. But I had some of the good ones here. And some of these are cheesy, and some of them I've had since I was a kid. So you can hear the music in the background because I'm listening to my new record player. So I thought I would go through and just kind of talk about some of my records, and you can laugh at the cheesy music that I listen to, or I grew up listening to. So here we go. And like I said, the quality is not going to be great, but here we go. This is the newest record that I bought, Megadeth. Killing is my business, and business is doing well, and I really like Megadeth, and I was really let down because they were supposed to play here and I was going to go see them, and I got this new at Barnes & Noble. So I think they have actually a good record collection there, and so yeah, this is the newest record. I got this, and I got this Cheap Trick record, and Cheap Trick's probably my favorite band. And this is my favorite Cheap Trick album. They're a really great band. They're from my hometown too, but people there seem to hate them for some reason, or at least my old friends always hated them. I don't know if it's a jealousy thing or what, but it's like you should be glad something got out of there. This is another Cheap Trick record I got at a record shop here in the town I live in, and I wanted to go there and look for records, but they have this bullshit rule you have to wear a mask to go in, and I'm just not really into that. And I'm almost kind of, well, hello Louise. Louise has got her fat ass in here. Louise, psst, psst, hey, you're not in this? Go on. And so once they get rid of that, and I think they're only letting 10 people in at a time, so I'll just wait. I always like the cover of this. I thought it was cute. I like the bass player Tom. He's cute. So there's that. And I used to have a lot more Cheap Trick records too, and I think they were part of the fire at my friend's. So let's see, and then I have Pyromania. This is, I never actually listened to this on the record. I just bought this because it was on clearance at Hot Topic years ago, and I thought I love picture disc. I put a lot of my picture disc in frames. They had a bunch of the Sesame Street ones at Cracker Barrel, and I grew up, I love the Muppets, so I got this Muppet movie record, and I love, like I said, I love the Muppets. And I don't know where I got this. I probably bought it at some used record store. And this is a gem because this is kind of hard to find. I love the music in this. I love this movie. I know a lot of people like the first Muppet movie the best. My favorite Muppet movie is actually The Muppets Take Manhattan. That was the first one I ever saw. And I love the part where the rats are skating in the skillet. My aunt took me to see it when I was like 5, and she thought it was disgusting. And this is This is a band you've probably never heard of called The Producers, and the crazy guy I always made videos of that died, the alcoholic guy, he got me into this band. They're real catchy 80s band, and you should go on YouTube and look them up if you like kind of catchy 80s bands. I don't know. He said they had a couple hits. I don't know if they're one hit. I don't even know if they're one hit wonder because I don't even remember any songs that they had, but they're very catchy, and they'll get stuck in your head. And he found that at a thrift store, and he bought it, and he didn't have a record player, so he used to bring it over here. And then he brought some other records over here too. I used to have a Wham record that he brought. It's real cheesy, but it's fun too. And then this, once again, cheesy. And look at the cheesy cover. My God, look at the awful claw. And even better is the guys on the back. Man, the hair. You gotta love the 80s. I grew up on hair metal. I know it's goofy, but if you were a kid in the 80s and you lived in the Midwest, you probably listened to some of this stuff. And here's an example of this. I've had this record forever. I don't know, I think I was like 14 when I got this, and it was new. I had friends and they had a record store, and when we moved to Arkansas, a little town, and they had this record, and I remember the picture in here. That's pretty. That you can't. They almost look. Tommy Lee looks like a woman in this picture, but I went to the fair one year when I was a kid, and I got in the bumper cars, and somebody left a poster of this, like from those games you play where you throw a dart at a poster, and I had that Motley Crue poster. And then this is another Cheap Trick. This isn't one of my favorites, but it does have some good songs on it. I got this at Rocklahoma. There was a guy selling records for really cheap. I think paid $5 for this. Now records are kind of expensive because people got into them, and they sound great. Like really, the record player with good speakers. I've never had a good record player since I was a kid. Like, they all sound like shit, but the one I got for my birthday sounds wonderful, so I just want to come up here and listen to records like I was in high school or something. And I don't know where I got this album. I used to like them, and then I can't really listen to them much anymore. I can still listen to some of that stuff and be okay with it, but I don't think they aged the best. There's better 80s metal bands. And the Andy Gibb, my aunt got me for Christmas when I was like 17, because there was a flea market that had a bunch of Bee Gees records. And I know it's not normal for people to be into metal and disco at the same time, but for some reason I like to dance and I also like metal. And she got me all these Bee Gees records that I don't have anymore, and she said, well, he was their little brother. I thought you might like his music too. And I didn't know anything about him. I just thought he was cute, and I liked the song Shadow Dancing. And let's see what else we got here. My friend gave me this. I think he said he had a girlfriend that had this, or I don't remember how he said he got this. He's had it for years. I think he got it like when it first came out. But I'm a huge David Bowie fan. I've always loved David Bowie. And this is David Johansen. A lot of people might not know who he is. He's a douchebag. I met him. He was in a band called the New York Dolls, and they're a good band, but they played in St. Louis back, God, this was like in 2006, and I went to see him, me and my friend did, and I got to meet him. It was like a deal. If you bought if you bought their album, he would sign it and you could meet him, and you could meet the other guys. There's only like 2 guys that are still alive in that band, the original lineup, him and Sylvain, the bass player. Hell, he could be dead now for all I know, but man, he's one of those people. He looked like he was about 100, and at the time he's probably in his 50s, because you could tell the guy like drank himself ugly and old. But he wasn't nice at all. The bass player was nice, and I love the Dolls. They're a fun band. But yeah, here's more David Johansen. I got these before I met him, and I still like him. I like Funky but Chic. That's a good, it's a catchy song. And but yeah, the other guys in the band, 2 of the guys, I think it was the drummers, died. One of them like choked on his own vomit. It's like something straight out of Spinal Tap. So there was that. And then this, I'm not sure where I got this either. Probably like a thrift store or flea market. Love the Doors. This is not my favorite Doors album. I love it though. I like LA Woman probably the best. This does have all the songs on here really great though. And this, I love Thomas Dolby. Most people only know Thomas Dolby really from She Blinded Me with Science. He's got a lot of great songs, and a lot of people don't know he wrote that original ringtone for whatever the first like big phone that came out. Like, that's kind of how he got, after he quit doing music. Well, he never quit doing music, but after he, stopped making albums, that's how he made his money. And he also had a lot of other good songs, but the only one people really remember, She Blinded Me with Science. And here's Purple Rain. I love Prince. The first record I had that was not a record for a child was 1999. Once again, Casualty of the Fire. I wish I had that record. It came with a poster. I've got the poster hanging up in another room. And I had some other Prince albums I don't have anymore either. I had Controversy. This is Buddy. He likes to, Buddy, get out of here. No, he's sweet though. So, sorry about Buddy. Buddy, get lost. And, let's see. And this, I love this too. Looking for Mr. Goodbar soundtrack. If you haven't seen the movie's really good. It's a dark movie. I think I talked about it in another one, but the music's great. It's mostly, there's some couple rock songs, mostly disco. There's Donna Summer and Diana Ross, Boss Skaggs. It's a good mellow album. And her dance, and this, I just bought this because I loved this cartoon when I was a kid. Snoopy was my favorite probably when I was a kid. I loved the specials. Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, but this was like big because of the movie Flashdance, so they did their own version of this. Or it's kind of like Snoopy would go dance in the clubs at night, and he'd be really tired during the day, and Charlie Brown didn't understand why. And I met one of the ladies that writes on here, Desiree Goyette. She was at GemCon. People don't know what GemCon is. Gem is this great cartoon from the 80s about, she's a hologram, and her earrings turn her into Gem. Excuse me. And the woman that Desiree Goyette, she did the voice for Dance, but she also wrote songs for Peanuts, and she did the voice of Nermal, if anybody remembers the cartoon Garfield and Friends. And this is Rick James, who, his music's great. He was a complete ass. So, yeah, it kind of cut off. So, and this is Rick James. This is a great, great album. He was a real piece of shit in real life, but like many artists, he was very talented, and these are great songs if you like to dance. And who can't help but laugh at the cheesy videos? Your Give It To Me Babe is pretty terrible, but I know most people remember Super Freak. I actually like Give It To Me Babe. Here's another David Johansen. Okay, this record, I had this record as a kid, and it wasn't mine, it was my cousin's record. And I kind of inherited it because my cousins were a lot older than me and they moved out. So I just liked it because I thought that they looked like Donald Duck on the cover. And I don't know, I heard that they got sued maybe for doing this, or I don't know, I think I heard that somewhere, but they look an awful lot like Donald Duck. And there was kind of a comic on the back that seemed kind of risque when I was little. I was a very sheltered kid. But it's fun. I don't think the original people actually even sing these songs. But yeah, so anyway. And then there's this. I think this is just an interview. I've never actually listened to it. I got it, I'm sure where I got it, CC, the band Poison. I used to, like I said, I was into hair metal when I was a kid. And this record I had as a child, and I loved it, and I used to listen to it like every day. And I would always get sad when it was over. I should just put this in a frame because I'm probably not going to listen to it anymore, but it is so cute. And I love Strawberry Shortcake. And I actually met the lady that created Strawberry Shortcake last year at the 80s prom in Tulsa. She's a very, very nice lady. She's in her 80s now. Her name's Muriel, oh god, I can't remember her last name. You can look her up. She's a great lady. And she also did, if anybody remembers the cartoon, Get Along Gang, which I also love. I got this in Portland, Oregon at I guess it was a flea market. I have OCD, so I can kind of remember where I got most of my records. It's kind of sad. This record I had as a kid, and this was published in Rockford, the city I grew up in, so I don't know. I used to like it when I was a kid, but I think it's pretty rare. But I always liked the art on the cover. That's where I thought goats would really eat tin cans. When I was a kid, I liked to just stare at album covers. I'd listen to music and just look at the art, because it's so much nicer than a CD or, well, I mean, nowadays you just have MP3s, I guess. And this is Louise Mandrell. When I was a kid, some of the first music I ever got into were the Mandrells, because I liked the TV show when I was very small. And she's so cute, and some of her music's really catchy, but her stuff's hard to find, really. So there's that. And then there's another picture disc, and I'm not sure where I got this either. This is probably going to go in a frame. And my Judy Garland. I've loved Judy Garland. I love her movies, and I love reading about her. I'm a big old movie buff, and she's a lot of fun. She was a train wreck. And here's another one of Louise. She's so pretty. And no, I did not name my cat Louise after Louise Mandrell. I named Louise after Louise Brooks, which is an actress. And see, there's the hint up there now. Louise, get down. Psst, get away from my record player. Okay, and then this is a movie called Light of Day. And I think I got this in Rockford at a record store. The movie's not great. It's entertaining. If you like Joan Jett and Michael J. Fox, they're in a band, and she's kind of a bitch, and she's like a single mom, and it's just about her wanting to make it really big. And she's not the greatest actress, but she's not terrible. I've had this since I was a kid too. I've always loved Casper the Ghost. I love the comic books. I love the cartoon. It's kind of a sad cartoon, and I like the movie that came out in the 90s with Christina Ricci. It's very sweet. And more Judy Garland. And like I said before, Andy Gibb. And oh god, my friend got me this because she thought, because it's kind of cheesy. It's almost like hair metal or something. And I never heard of this guy, and some of the stuff's really corny. And yeah, so a friend gave me this for Christmas one year. And this is my pride and joy. Love Howard the Duck. I know people hate it, and people hate the movie. Love it. Always loved Howard the Duck. I sent Leah Thompson a photo because I had a calendar that I got on eBay from like 1987. It had all the pictures in it, and I sent her one, and she actually signed it. It took like a year to get it back, but I was really excited. And I love this because Thomas Dolby does the soundtrack for this. And I don't know, it's corny, but who doesn't love Howard the Duck? More Andy Gibb. This I had as a kid also, listened to it, loved it to death. You know, this was supposed to be in theaters next month, I think, because they do that Phantom Events thing, Malco does, and they were going to show some movies, and Annie was going to be in it, and they canceled it, and I'm so bummed. But Babe is supposed to be there in July, and I'm going to go see Babe if it's playing, because I love Babe too. So I loved that when I was a kid. This, I don't listen to it, I just got it because once again I love the Muppets, and I'm not sure where the hell I even got this, probably a flea market or somewhere. And I love how you can open them, and they always have neat stuff. And this, I believe I got at a record store. I used to love the soundtrack to this. Love the movie, it's corny, but I like it. I always like Molly Ringwald. And my favorite, James Spader. And this actually doesn't have a record in it. There's a guy a long time ago, I used to work at a university, and there was a guy there, and he talked to me. He's an older guy, and he liked Devo, and I don't know how we even got on the subject of Devo, because I was a big Devo fan. And he had all these old Devo records from when they first came out, and he said him and his wife didn't have any kids to pass their Devo onto, so he brought a whole bunch of records up and gave them to me. And I've only got 2. I think the others were Casualties of the Fire. And then this I got at a flea market, and it's signed, and it looks like it's Lita Ford's name. Like, you have to tell me that's Lita Ford, and I don't know who the other one is, but I thought that was kind of cool. They're not the greatest band. I like Lita more by herself, and I saw her at a casino about 4 or 5 years ago, and she actually sounded like, she sounded good. And then I've seen her at Rocklahoma. Here's one of those Devo records. If you haven't listened to Devo, once again, people just think of Whip It. They're really good, and their first album kicks ass, and it's called Are We Not Men? We Are Devo, and that's the one I recommend. And this I love. I don't listen to it, but I just love, like I said before, I love Muppets, and I love the Sesame Street Muppets, and this is so cool because, I mean, come on, Disco Muppets here. And there's a sequel to this. Even I saw somebody on Facebook had the sequel. I need to get it for my collection. And then this, growing up, was one of my favorite movies. Loved this movie. Yeah, this soundtrack's not great, but it's just, I don't know. And the movie's corny too, but I loved it. And I used to really love Michael J. Fox. And these are funny. Eddie Murphy, because I liked his stand-up, because his stand-up's pretty damn funny. And then there's another one, and I don't really remember where I got these. I think I got these at a record. See, they're real cheap, like $3-4. This, I didn't have this as a kid. I got this somewhere else because I just collect Strawberry Shortcake. And see, it's just so cute. I was talking about how they kind of changed her too. Anytime they get anything cute, they make it ugly. Like with her, they put pants on her and changed her hat, and I don't know, she's not cute anymore. Or at least not like she was. And then the Care Bears, I've had this since I was a kid. Big Care Bear fan. But I don't listen to these. I just keep them more for sentimental value. Same with this one I've had for a long time. I used to love this as a kid. And my favorite Muppet is Grover. I had a cat named Grover. I love the monsters. And I like Big Bird too. And Snuffy. Snuffy's not on here. I think that's when he was still invisible. And then this, I think, also came from like a record store in Illinois. And just because it's really cute. And this also probably got it used. Now it's harder and harder to find this stuff. And this, I think I've had this since I was a kid also. And this I've had since I was a kid, and I loved this when I was a kid. I used to exercise to this. And some of the songs are really catchy. And that was big like in the 80s, like all the aerobic stuff. But see, this came with this. It came with all the lyrics. And it was just a lot of fun. And I used to try to exercise like the pictures were. I like the bugs. Yeah, the bugs were cool. Yes. The bugs. The one on the far right. She's cute. So yes, I had that. And then this is last one that I could find. Once again, just more collecting. I didn't have this as a kid. I got it somewhere because I like Sesame Street. And so yeah, that's my collection. Hopefully I can expand and get some stuff I actually want to listen to. I mean, I like the kids stuff, but it's not like anything I'm really going to listen to. So I just thought that I would share that and also give the news about Cher. I'm going to do a memorial of Cher with some photos and things in the next week, or try to get around to it. But like I said, I'm sorry I haven't made anything, and I need to get more consistent on that. I think I'm just going to do more stuff. I don't know, maybe some more walkthroughs and things. And I am doing a stream with Paul on his channel on Wednesdays at, oh God, what time are we doing it? At 2, I think? Or maybe 1? Shit, I don't know. Anyway, we're doing a stream on Ramsey Paul's channel. And we did live stream last week, and we're going to probably just going to be me and him this week. But ours talks more about politics and just current events. So if anybody gets where they want to see me and I'm not doing shit on my channel, go over to his channel, and hopefully I'll get stuff more, I don't know, I just need to get shit more organized and just get more into doing this. And I need a movie maker program. That's part of the reason these are so crappy too. I don't have a place to edit things. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys like this. Bye.